might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break.
Have you ever wondered what makes a perfect apple pie? It starts with the humble apple. But not just any apple will do. The key to a delicious pie lies in the careful selection of this star ingredient. Picture a bustling farmer's market, a variety of apples displayed in a rainbow of reds, greens, and yellows. Each type comes with its unique flavor profile, texture, and level of sweetness or tartness. It's a veritable smorgasbord of potential pie fillings. But for our perfect pie, we're looking for apples that strike the right balance. Apples that hold their shape when baked and provide a good texture. Apples that offer the perfect blend of sweetness and tartness. Apples like the Granny Smith, Honeycrisp, and Braeburn. Firm, slightly tart, and heat-resilient, these types won't turn your pie into a saucepan. Once you've got your apples, it's time to prepare them. Peel, core, and slice your apples into even pieces to ensure they cook uniformly. Let me show you how. Now, this might seem like a simple task, but it's crucial to the outcome of your pie. You see, when the apple slices are uniform, they cook at the same rate, ensuring every bite is just as tender and delicious as the last. Start by peeling the apples, removing all the skin. You want to get to the juicy, sweet flesh that's underneath. Once that's done, core the apples. You don't want any seeds or hard bits in your pie, do you? Lastly, slice the apples. Aim for slices about 1/4 of an inch thick. Any thinner, and they might turn mushy. Any thicker, and they might not cook through. Take your time with this step. Remember, your patience and attention to detail here will pay off in the end when you're biting into a piece of that perfect apple pie. Now let's spice things up a bit. A little cinnamon, some nutmeg, and a dash of sugar go a long way in enhancing the natural flavors of the apples. In the world of pies, these three are the holy trinity of spice. They bring out the best in our apple slices, making them sing with flavor. You'll want to toss these ingredients together until every slice is thoroughly coated. It's like giving the apples a cozy blanket of sweet and warm spice. And just wait until you get a whiff of this mix. The aroma is irresistible, isn't it? Moving on to our pie crust. Every great pie starts with a flaky, buttery base. Here's what you'll need: all-purpose flour, unsalted butter, a pinch of salt, and some ice water. Sounds simple, right? But the magic lies in how we combine these humble ingredients. Start by mixing your flour and salt together, creating a uniform base for your crust. Next, it's time to add the star of the show, the butter. Now, this isn't just any butter. It's cold, unsalted butter, sliced into small pieces. The temperature of the butter is crucial. You see, when the cold butter hits the heat of the oven, it creates steam pockets within the dough. And that, my friends, is what gives us the flaky layers we all love in a pie crust. So, cut your cold butter into the flour mixture. You can use a pastry cutter or a fork, but remember, the goal is to distribute the butter evenly without melting it. You're looking for a crumbly mixture, with bits of butter still visible. Now, we're ready for the ice water. The trick here is to add just enough to bring the dough together, but not so much that it becomes sticky. Start with a few tablespoons and mix gently. Add more water, a tablespoon at a time, until the dough begins to form a ball. Once our dough comes together, it's time to roll it out. Lightly flour your surface and roll the dough into a round shape. Work quickly and handle the dough as little as possible. This helps to keep the butter cold, and that, remember, is our secret to a flaky crust. The final step in making our pie crust is transferring it to the pie dish. Gently lift your rolled dough, drape it over your dish, and ease it into the corners without stretching it. Press it lightly against the dish to ensure it fits snugly. And there we have it. Our pie crust is ready. Now we add our seasoned apple mixture. This crust is going to cradle those spiced apples, soaking up their juices and turning golden and flaky in the oven. It's the perfect companion to our filling, and I can't wait for you to see how it turns out. Heap the apples in, and don't be shy. They'll cook down and create that thick, delicious filling we all love. Pile those spiced apple slices high and mighty. It's not just about the taste, it's about the look, too. A dome of apple goodness makes for a pie with presence, a pie that steals the show at any gathering. Now let's not neglect the top crust. It's the golden crown on our royal dessert, and it deserves just as much attention as the filling. Whether you're a fan of the classic full cover, or you're feeling adventurous with a lattice or a decorative cutout design, the choice is yours. Just remember, this top layer isn't just for show, it's going to seal in the juices and flavors, transforming our pile of apples into a succulent, syrupy delight. And now, for the grand finale. Crimp those edges, my friends. It's the final touch that not only seals the deal, but also gives your pie that iconic homemade look. A fluted edge, a fork press design, or even a simple rustic fold-over. It's all about giving your pie a touch of your personal style. With our pie assembled and looking fabulous, it's time for the oven to work its magic. Slide that pie in and let the heat do its thing. As our pie bakes, the apples release their juices, mingling with the sugar and spices to create a thick, mouth-watering filling. That's where our friend pectin comes into play. Pectin is a natural thickener found in apples. As the pie bakes, the pectin sets up, ensuring your filling is not just a runny mess, but a rich, luscious delight. And there we have it. The hard part is over. Now we wait, and while we wait, the aroma of baking apples and spices fills the air, a fragrant promise of the deliciousness to come. It's the perfect time to clean up, set the table, or simply sit back with a cup of tea and dream about that first bite of warm, flaky, apple-filled goodness. I'll let this beauty bake, and we'll check on it in about an hour. While it bakes, let's talk a bit about the science of apple baking. The magic of a great apple pie lies in the choice of apples, the perfect balance of spices, and a flaky crust. Remember, firm apples like Granny Smith, Honeycrisp, and Braeburn hold up well under heat, and a cold, quick-to-work dough ensures a flaky crust. So go ahead, experiment with these tips and bake your perfect apple pie. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you won't miss out on more delicious recipes and tips here on